Hi, my name is Rebecca and I'm doing another video today. This one is a little different. I'm going to pick up on something I talked about in the last video, as well as go over some tools you may need or may want for your altar. And I do have a book for you, but we'll get to that in a minute. From my last video, I was talking about I had a complaint about something. And mainly it was about this magical kit I had bought a while ago. I bought it on a recommendation from a friend on Amazon. And when I initially got it, I was more pleased with it. But now that I've had it for some time and have gotten to use the items that came within, I just kind of want to give a warning. Be careful when you buy these kits. This kit did not come as advertised. The stones that were included were incorrect. It was supposed to have Cortez, fluorite, and a tiger's eye. Instead, it had just fluorite and 2 tiger's eye. The candles were cheap. Literally, each candle only burned the wax around the middle, was dead within 10 minutes. And the incense that came in it isn't very strong. I do like the tarot cards that came with it, but that is, again, something. The cards are a little cheap. They're very flimsy. The artwork is really nice, and they are smaller than a normal deck, so they would be considered a mini deck. And, I don't mind that too much, but just the quality of the paper the cards are printed on is poor. And the book that comes with it as well isn't, very helpful. I can, divine the cards on my own. I didn't really need the book. And it doesn't contain a lot of useful information other than, meanings of the cards. So, this kit in particular, Pagan Magical Kit by Barbara Moore, with any magical kit, just take care, if you can, examine the merchandise inside before you buy it. Now, today someone was posting in a group, they love being a pagan and a Wiccan, but it does get rather expensive, and that is true. You can buy altar tools, online. If you're lucky, you can find them within shops. But the stuff does get rather expensive, and particularly if you're attracted to aesthetics of an item, you may end up spending a lot of money. So I wanted to share a story. One of my altar tools is this bell. And you might recognize this bell. It is a United Way kettlebell. Back way before this, when I was married and I had no money and I was broke all the time, I wanted a bell for my altar, and it was constantly on my mind. So whenever I went shopping, I was looking for bells. Most of them way out of my price range, and I didn't have access to the internet, so I couldn't, go online and shop. So I gave $1 to the United Way kettle, sweet old woman sitting outside, and I got a bell in return. And I was like, I have a bell. So I was like, well, what can I do with this? So rather than, leave the bell as is, I cleaned it, actually physically cleaned it, then I cleansed it, and I painted over the United Way with red paint, took my black Sharpie and drew a pentacle on there. I still use this bell. I'm perfectly happy with my bell. Most people probably, may not have the idea to do that, but that's an example of being a crafty witch. You take what you got and do what you can. Now that, I am, again, on my own, I do have more money, and I collect tarot cards. I also collect incense holders. But again, this isn't something that's really expensive. My fairy incense holder, I think I've gotten clearance actually for $5 at a Middle Eastern store. So, and I also have, this was bought at Media Play. This is a cone incense burner. For my altar, I use, candles. I use a white for the goddess and red to represent the god. And I use candle holders I found at the dollar store. My white-handed knife came from a pirate shop at the levee. I paid $5 for that. I got this at the zoo. I use a pyramid on my altar. I get this at the Cincinnati Zoo Botanical Gardens. Again, $3. And rather than using glass bottles and spells or buying containers to hold herbs and incense, I reuse mint tins. Clean them, cleanse them. They can hold lots of different things. Another idea, altar cloths. Simply go out, buy your own fabric, and make your own. That's one that I made and hemmed myself. And if you find yourself running out of ideas, you may want to look for a book like this. The Crafty Witch, 101 Ideas for Every Occasion by Willow Polson. I believe I'm saying her name right. This is a book I don't really remember how I got. Probably from One Spirit, which was a book club I belonged to. But it gives you loads and loads of ideas for stuff you can do. I can't find it right now, but I actually did this one. Sewed my own little mat there. And not only are these ideas for like your altar tools, but these are just ideas in general for making maybe decorations for your house. A lot of these are really easy, and the materials are inexpensive. You go to a place like Hobby Lobby or Michael's, which are two craft stores around here. I think they're pretty common everywhere though. Necessarily, you know, I'm going to say this is a good book. I don't know about some of the resources in the back. I've had trouble finding some of these stores she lists, you know, but there's a lot of ideas I really do like in here. Like, this is the cover of a book of shadows she did, you know, and it incorporates a lot of different, like, Native American ideas as well. She seems to be heavily influenced by that. One thing I do like is you also get things, you get patterns for making, like, a Green Man mask, you know, stuff like that. I haven't actually searched for this book on Amazon. Maybe I'll post a comment later about if I was able to find this book, but I've had it for about 5 years. So definitely look for it, or look for books similar to this if you want ideas on how to make your own items. That's all I have for you today. I might do another video on cards and other tools for divination. So thank you for watching. Have a great day.